Duke versus Kentucky last night. Tuesday night elite hoops.
Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday. We might have to talk about what Tuesday could do for you in a little bit for the ACC. For right now, Duke lost. Call it like we sees it. They had the lead for a big chunk of the game. Kentucky brought the energy late, made a few more shots late. Andrew Carr, former Delaware Blue Hen, former Wake Forest basketball player more recently, for Kentucky had a big night, and Kentucky won the game. Cooper Flagg, and really his introduction to college basketball. I know they had a couple tune-up games. This was the real big one for the expected number 1 overall pick in this upcoming NBA draft. Had a heck of a day, and then a heck of a last 2 possessions. And positive for heck of a day, negative for heck of a last 2 possessions.
77-72, Kentucky won, by the way.
Duke had the ball in Cooper Flagg's hand when it was tied and didn't even get a shot off. Lost it in the paint, and then had the ball in Cooper Flagg's hands down 2, and he lost it, kind of slipped, dribbled it off his own foot, and it went out of bounds down on the end line. You just heard those highlights there. Here's the part that I want everybody to know. Even all-world, all-star, preseason All-American, highly compensated, highly name, image, and likeness, highly everything freshmen are still freshmen. That's why Duke plays these non-conference games. That's why any elite program plays these big non-conference games. It's to get their freshmen the reps in those games, in that situation. Cooper Flagg will learn. Con Knipple will learn. Ian Jackson for UNC, because of the Kansas game, will learn. Drake Powell will learn. Even the top freshmen are still freshmen. They're very talented, but they'll have freshman mistakes. That's why they're called freshman mistakes. Cooper Flagg's going to learn that in those game-winning situations, less is more. No need to dribble, dilly-dally, back and forth, spin move. Basically hold the ball, dribble, right? Keep your dribble alive if you need it. And then when there's however many seconds left on the shot clock that you're comfortable with, go. Get to your spot, get a shot up. That's what it is. Next time, he'll be better suited for it. But more importantly, and you can agree or disagree with the call, as far as who gets that shot, some thought Tyrese Proctor should have had the ball in his hands. Some thought Con Knipple would have been the better creation scorer, and you should have got the ball in his hands. I like that there was no doubt whose ball it was. Whoever it was, you could tell the team was fully behind him. John Shire talked about putting the ball in Cooper Flagg's hands late.
We're going to be in these moments a lot together, and I trust his instincts, and I probably could have put him in a better position, to be honest. And but he's got to touch it and trust that good things are going to happen. And I wish you could say that every time it's going to work out, and that's not reality. And I'm just so proud of him, man. Again, what he did in that game, he willed us in that game. He willed us, especially down the stretch, to have 12 rebounds, again, 26. And I think he'd tell you he's got more in him too, but again, I want him to touch it down the stretch.
I thought the body language, this is the nerdy stuff I noticed, the body language of Caleb Foster told me everything I needed. But I don't even remember if it was the last possession or the second to last possession, but it was Caleb Foster and Cooper Flagg were kind of both going back to get the inbound, and Cooper Flagg kind of looked at Caleb like, you take it, and Caleb with his body was like, what do you, no, I'm going down here, I'm a spot up, you're Cooper Flagg, you're going to get the ball, it's yours, and then obviously Cooper grabbed it, and to have a veteran acting like that, it was very clear it was Cooper's shot. Cooper Flagg talked to the media after the game about having the ball in his hands late.
Coach has trusted me to go and make a play. Like he said, it didn't work out. I'm glad he had that trust in me to put the ball in my hands. And, I'm looking for it in that moment. It didn't work out, but I'm still going to look for it no matter what.
Now I want to be clear here. What I'm going to do next is not an excuse, okay? Not because there aren't reasons and excuses built in for why somebody like Flagg would struggle in those late game scenarios. I'm not making an excuse or giving a reason for why they didn't win, because I refuse to believe that I have to make an excuse or a reason for somebody who, in their very first Power Conference college basketball game against Kentucky in the Champions Classic on national television, scored 26 points, had 12 rebounds and 2 assists. There's no reason for an excuse. There's no need to explain why. That's a great day.
Yeah, 2 blocks as well.
2 blocks as well. One of them was a real recovery effort under the bucket. That was crazy. But there is context that needs to be. He is 17 years old. You want some context for that? Hunter Dickinson, Kansas center. He turns 24 in 12 days. Hunter Dickinson, this month, turns 24 years old. Cooper Flagg doesn't turn 18 until a couple days before Christmas.
Ironically, Hunter Dickinson was playing for Kansas on that same floor before Cooper Flagg did.
That's part of the reason why I was like, he can't be that old. If you watch the Michigan State-Kansas game, Hunter Dickinson did the too small celebration to somebody on Michigan State, ironically, who had just goaltended his shot. Then he turned around and did the little too small, and somebody commented, "You turned 24 years old in 12 days, sir." And I was like, that can't be right. I looked it up. He turns actually 11 now. He turns 24 in 11 days. Cooper Flagg doesn't turn 18 until December 21st. It's just part of the story. He's a high school senior that was trusted with 2 game-winning opportunities against Kentucky, or game-tying opportunities against Kentucky. He will be fine, and he was better than fine last night. He was really darn good. You want to point to something? Point to Duke, and Cooper Flagg participated in this, shooting 17% from 3. That's the difference. Multiple guys can wear that blame, and it's not like they were bad shots. These aren't all step-back fadeaways. They were open shots, sometimes open, miss, offensive rebound, right back to you, feet in the same spot, open again, clank. Like there were misses happening that I don't think they anticipated missing at that rate. Con Knipple in the second half, not the best shooting performance of his career. Granted, it's only 3 games. Everyone that's been around Knipple tells anyone he is a professional scorer. So I anticipate that not happening much. Mason Gillis, I think he needs to bring more offense off the bench. He was a 40+% three-point shooter at Purdue, where he was the Big Ten sixth man of the year. Shooters need to shoot. Shooters need to shoot. There will be changes made to what Duke put on the floor last night. Why? Because they lost to Kentucky. I don't think Kentucky is one of, like, in the handful of most likely to win a national championship for me. I think 20 to 27 is kind of a good ranking for them. I think they'll be better relative to the field early in the year because they are so many juniors and seniors. But as everyone else gets more experience, they will be passed by talented teams like Duke and others. That's neither here nor there. Duke lost to them, right? And they had an opportunity to put the game away a few times. They had an opportunity to win it at the end a few times. There will be changes made to what they do. Hopefully, some of it has to do with like keeping your players more hydrated, because after Cooper Flagg cramped up in the first 2 games, Kamen Malawash was cramping up in this one. So there will be changes made tactically to the rotation. There will be changes made. I don't think, hey, Cooper Flagg lost it off his foot in the last 10 seconds is the thing that should be focused on, because that'll fix itself because he's a great player and he'll watch the tape and he'll go, shouldn't do that. Need to get to my shot earlier. And then it's fixed. Yeah.
Every great player misses a shot or fumbles an opportunity. It happens.
There's the Michael Jordan quote, right?
Yeah.
I make the shot because I missed 800 million, whatever. It's you know the thing.
But Duke and Kentucky felt like there were 2 teams with a whole bunch of new players trying to figure it out. And just Kentucky had a bunch of really old guys together trying to figure it out as opposed to really, really young guys. I think they said before the game that the youngest starter for Kentucky was older than the oldest starter for Duke. Like all 5 starters for Kentucky were older than all 5 starters for Duke. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
And it looked like it at times. It's just life. right? If you make a friend in your 30s, you like very quickly get to the maintenance level of friendship. You make a friend when you're 19, you're like, I don't know if I like this guy. Oh, who's his favorite football player? I need to. It's like what? Like what? You get older, it's like, oh, your kid plays baseball, mine does too. You want to stand next to each other in the stands for the 24 games we're gonna have to be here for? Perfect.
Cool.
We'll figure out the rest later. Awesome. Kentucky was out there like, I like the ball in the wing. Cool. Like it. Duke's like, Coach, what play should I run for me? And what play should I run for him? It's like, all right, veteran, chill.